Give me three things Joe Biden has made easier for you since he's been your president. Joe Biden. I'm seeing the effects of what life has been like during COVID and what life is like essentially coming out of COVID. We're in a recession, right? And despite the recession, despite all of the bad economic policy, what has Joe Biden truly accomplished? I mean, besides extending student loans, besides assisting Ukraine in this interesting situation, besides thinking about the American people and what they're currently facing, I'm sure that we all are currently not really understanding the extreme price hikes of rent. However, there were situations in the beginning of COVID where landlords were essentially forced to keep tenants. So, to an extent, I understand it from both ends of the spectrum. But how has Joe Biden really fixed that situation? He hasn't. That's currently what I'm seeing, right? And I wanted to show some articles. I wanted to really show some articles and just discuss my thoughts on essentially what these articles say. Most Democrats don't want Biden in 2024. President is facing an alarming level of doubt from inside his own party, with a 64% Democratic voters saying they would prefer a new standard bearer in the 2024 presidential campaign. What has Joe Biden done? Think about everything that's going on. You know, I even mentioned the fact that, hey, Joe Biden gave money to the Ukraine war to assist them with their time of need, right? We got 820 million that was given to the Ukrainians. Now, and that says including missile systems. Now, I don't know if this is 180 million liquid cash, 180 million worth of military weapons, which would make it a completely different situation. But with all of these millions being given around, right? What about the people who run the land? You know what I'm saying? What about the people who do this? Because remember, you and me, who are both, you and me right now, we both pay taxes. How has Joe Biden fixed America in this current time? And sometimes we don't really see what they do, but sometimes we really do. Just like we did in COVID, we saw that directly. Millions of people getting money in their pockets, blowing the stimmies. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, the stimulus check era was a really interesting time in America. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But that's the point. Trump was able to show the people that he could directly benefit them. Thinking about the American people and what they're currently facing in reference to the life during COVID, a surplus of everything, money, assistance, jobs, essentially, rebounding, that is. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people didn't like Trump. I personally was not even a fan of Trump originally. Now that we're in an economic trying time, Trump had America believing that we're still running, we're still going. America itself is not about to crumble. You know what I mean? And I would say under Joe Biden's presidency, that's not what's happening. It's more of an economic collapse, which is now shifting everybody's feelings towards life now. And I think this is the main reason his party's abandoning him. Like, more than anything, they're like, this is just how he makes the people feel. It even says it right here. Widespread concerns about the economic and inflation have turned the national mood decidedly dark. For Mr. Biden, that bleak national outlook has pushed his job approval rating to a perilously low point. Republican opposition is decidedly overwhelming, but more than two-thirds of independents have now disapproved of the president's performance, and nearly half disapprove strongly. Among fellow Democrats, his approval rating stands at 70%, a relatively low figure for a president, especially heading into a 2022 midterm where Biden needs to rally Democrats to the polls to maintain control of Congress. I'm not going to lie. If Joe Biden doesn't make some really good policies within the next couple months, or make some interesting bills himself to boost the economy and the faith of the American people, honestly, we should all just start paying attention to who the next president could be. Because the likelihood of Joe Biden, I don't think so. Honestly. Joe Biden has to make killer policies. And I mean, these policies have to benefit the people and the economy as a whole. And I mean, he does not have much time. Mr. Biden does not have much time with Roe versus Wade being overturned. And my thing is, couldn't he veto that? Didn't he have the ability to veto that decision? What does Joe Biden offer America now? Because at this point, he had America's vote. And what has he done for America besides push student loans back? Don't get me wrong, I've benefited from it too, but at the same time, outside of that, how has he boosted the economy? Made your life easier or better in some way, shape, or form? In closing, I really would like to say, if Biden really can't turn it around, he has no chance of really being the next president. Honestly. As far as the president's concerned, I don't feel he's done too much. Besides make headlines, like we could, real fast, we could look up some more. Joe Biden falls off a rock. Joe Biden forgets where to go. Forgets name of speech attendees. There was actually even a Joe Biden card. See, look. And they do say that presidents get these. It says, you will be escorted out by your wife, and then it has his wife's name, but it's like, why would I not remember my wife's name, and why would I not remember to go with her? You know what I'm saying? I'm the president. I do what I want. I have certain things I have to do, but it's like my lady's always with me for the most part. So, like, why would I forget to leave? Why would you describe to me like how to exit? It says, and it tells me I did a great job, and then it tells me the time. I mean, the time would make sense if you haven't been there too long. You know what I'm saying? But those are things that you would remember, at least briefly. Like, once you land in a new place, like, you get adjusted to the time, and you're like, okay, I'm on this kind of time. You know what I'm saying? Some people it takes longer, but as the president, you'd have had enough time to be where you are to remember something like that, right? But who knows? Who knows? This is just one of the more other interesting cards. You know what I'm saying? Just read that for yourself real fast. You got the comics like these telling him he's the president, and then it says, tell him where he lives at because he doesn't remember anything. Joe Biden just has lost America's faith at this point. And my question is, how is he going to get it back? Like I said, he has to have killer policies. But, yeah, I just want to say, I don't really think about politics too much, but this is just something that I was thinking about. And I was like, what is really next for America? What's in it for the American people now? Who's going to be the next president who makes the most impactful changes? Do me a favor and share this with your friends. Share it with your family. Get their opinions. You guys have some discourse, and tell me what you think in the comments, what you like, what you dislike, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm really not going to lie, man. I don't approve of Biden at this point. I can't say that I hate the guy, but, just what has he done for the American people at this point? And why should I pick him as the president? Again,